What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing, guys? Let's get into the news. First story, and the only story of the day, was pretty slow, but this is a very big story and affects millions of people, and that is the merger of T-Mobile and Sprint. Now, we've been talking about this merger, I think, for over a year, about a year, maybe even more than that, about these two companies possibly merging together. The latest in the merger talks, this is coming from the New York Times and Reuters, is that these two companies will merge in as little as 3 days. That's correct, that they'll finalize the deal in as little as 3 days, and that you'll have one company. So now you're going to have Verizon, AT&T, and then whatever T-Mobile and Sprint call themselves. Now, they did say this deal is not finalized. It obviously could break off, but inside sources are saying that it is extremely close and should be closed within 3 days. What it's going to look like is that T-Mobile would own like 40% of Sprint, but they would have voting rights to determine how the company is organized and run. That's basically how it's looking. And if you didn't already know, T-Mobile is owned by Deutsche Telekom, and Sprint is owned by SoftBank. SoftBank owns 84% of Sprint, and I believe it was 63% Deutsche Telekom owns of T-Mobile. So these guys are majority shareholders in these two companies. That's why they can get this to get going. And if you're a big supporter of either T-Mobile or Sprint and you don't mind switching, then you should be okay. But otherwise, you are looking to be affected most likely, and we should know more by early next week. If you're talking 3 business days, you're talking either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday coming up of this coming week. We should definitely know if this deal will go through. And if it does, again, that's going to knock us down to 3 telecoms here in America. And if you know anything about competition is great. You already look at cable companies out here. It's like a monopoly, basically, where, if you want cable, you really don't have that many options. I mean, you do now, but because you can do streaming and stuff. But if you take away the streaming, it used to be you could either get your cable company or that was it, or like over-the-air television. And now you kind of have a lot of the, like in here where I live, I can get either AT&T Uverse or whatever DirecTV, or I can get cable, or I can do streaming now. So streaming really adds another piece to this puzzle, bringing prices down and more competitive things. Now, I say that because if you look at cell phone companies, there's going to be 3 now, meaning less competition, less reason for some of these companies to make big jumps because you have less places to go to. We'll have to wait and see if this deal goes through and how it affects customers overall. I'm kind of iffy on it in terms of it really probably won't affect me directly that much. I have AT&T, but it's going to affect a lot of people, and hopefully it's for the better. But we'll wait and see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every